Podcast of Sports with your host Jay Pops. Guys, I miss you all. I miss you. I miss you. I miss you. I know I have been away from the podcast for a good amount of time. Uh, it's only due to some personal things that that is actually going on at the moment. But I have been away for a very long time. However, I'm here to inform you guys of this here. I have a new life on the way, and the new life will be a brand new baby girl. This is going to make the fourth kid, so yeah, I'm about to be a dad of four. All right, so once again, man, I have a new life that is on the way. So that is kind of like one of the reasons, but I have been having to put my time somewhere else for just a little bit of time. So after a certain date, guys, this will not happen anymore. I promise you that. But I appreciate you guys for sticking with me, sticking it on out there and everything like that, man. And like I say, once again, after a certain date, this won't happen anymore. But I have missed you guys. I miss you. I miss you. I miss you. You guys are my family. Also, I just hate that I've been away for so long because now I'm looking really, really inconsistent. So it's no excuses at all. Just know that I have not went anywhere. All right, I am here. I'm here. I'm here. All right. So as you guys know, and man, we have to play us some catch up, and also I'm gonna tell you guys about a couple of things. So as you guys know, as of right now, the number one linebacker in the nation, Harold Perkins, has decommitted from Texas A&M. Now I'm not going to go all into what happened that maybe have made him decommit, but all we all know is that Harold Perkins decommitted, and he will make his decision on February 2nd, which is this Wednesday coming up. That is, man, that's amazing to me that National Signing Day is coming right back around the corner again when we literally just left early National Signing Day in December. So on February 2nd, once again, that's going to be National Signing Day. That is going to be when the number one linebacker, Harold Perkins, makes his decision. And that is going to be when the five-star defensive lineman, Shamar Stewart, also makes his decision, in which Texas A&M is sitting really, really good in that spot right now. What's going on, man? But he is sitting really, but we're sitting really, really good in that spot right now. Also, see, this is what you guys did not know. The four-star, highly rated four-star, borderline five-star safety, Jacoby Matthews, also is sitting out there still. I'm gonna tell you guys like this here. I believe we get a Jacoby Matthews. And man, you can mark my words on that. I just honestly believe that we get Jacoby Matthews and we go ahead and bring him on in here. All right. And I say that with ease and passion, man, because I believe that Jacoby Matthews wants to come play for A&M still. And of course, man, I've heard all the talk about how Brian Kelly is doing what he's doing over there and stuff like that, man. So, man, let me read this right here really, really quickly. So from from Mr. Twin, Harold Perkins really has Florida lying to him, saying he will play both ways. They are lying to him clearly, and it's sad he don't see it. Man. So, man, look here. I will say this. I don't actually know what Florida has told him to this point, but he likes Florida. Now, if he decides to go with Florida or if he decides to go with LSU, it is what it is. But as of right now, he will not make a decision until the second, and we're going to let him take his time to make his decision. Okay. Now, I know a lot of you guys out there are like, man, I wish he just would have waited the whole time, anyways. And yeah, that's true. But at the moment, he was going with a feeling that he had. So, hey, it is what it is. But I do believe that we will land him. Okay. Also, I do believe that we will land Shamar Stewart. Okay, which will be insane. I know a lot of you guys, which will be insane. And I also believe that we will land, just like I said a couple of minutes ago, Jacoby Matthews. That's not a shot at any other safeties that we've landed, but it's just a simple fact of that this here is what I see. Because in a little bit, I'm going to get to talking about facts and then opinions. Factual statements and then opinionated statements. Because I feel like you guys need to know difference in this. All right. So, and I know when I post some things, a lot of you guys are kind of try to tell me, hey, well, man, you can't compare this to that and stuff like that. And I'm not trying to compare it. I'm giving you an actual opinion of my own. You know, so, but we're going to get into that in just a little bit. So, I know you guys watched this here on last night, just like I did, okay? First off, men's basketball. And like I said, man, I know a lot of you guys that watched the game on last night. The men's basketball team, we are in a losing streak right now, in which baffles me because I know we can be way better than this. We can be way, way better than this. The men's basketball team lost South Carolina last night. And when I say lost, they lost by a score of. And let me make sure I got this straight. You know, I hate that I don't have this on here, but the men's basketball team did lose by, I know for sure that South Carolina scored like 70 plus points. And let me make sure, you know, I'm giving you an accurate score. So the ending score was 63-74. It's nowhere in heck that we should have lost South Carolina last night. And I say that with full confidence, and I say that with full ease. And I'm going to say it once again. It's nowhere in heck that we should have lost South Carolina last night. I don't know what really happened right there, but it was a whole lot of things that broke down in that game. We should not be losing to South Carolina once again. South Carolina is not a good basketball team. If somebody comes on here and says that, no, man, South Carolina really, but no, man, you got that all mixed up. You're looking at the South Carolina women's basketball team. All right, so to say, yeah, man, we now the way we played, yeah, we should have lost South Carolina. But looking at the team overall, we shouldn't have lost South Carolina at all. We should have not lost to them at all, man. The thing about it is this here. We have to get out of that mentality of thinking that we're going to live and die by the three. We are not built for that yet. Now, notice what I said. I said yet. We're not built for that yet. Why? Because we do not have the players that can shoot threes consistently night in and night out. We do not have that. And I don't have no problem saying that to you guys. All right? We can shoot a couple of threes. That's pretty good. But we also need to start driving it to the lane, man, because why? We are a hard-nosed basketball team. And what do you do when you're a hard-nosed basketball team? You drive it all the way into the lane. Why? Because nobody's going to stop you anyways. Nobody. But instead, we believe that we can live and die by the three, man, and we just can't do that. And if we're going to shoot those threes like that, if you get fouled on the three-point line, you cannot miss as many free throws. And of course, man, in some of these games, you know, we've been pretty good on free throws, and on some of the games, we have not been pretty good on free throws. But if we're going to be that type of team, we have to consistently make free throws when needed. All right? We're on a 3-game losing streak right now. We've lost to Kentucky. We've lost to LSU. And now we've lost South Carolina. This was the game that A&M was supposed to get right. And I can't express that enough. I'm going to say it once again. This was the game where A&M was supposed to get right. This was your get right game because we didn't play any Big 12 opponent. You know, we weren't in the SEC versus Big 12, in which the SEC won, by the way. Just for, you know, people out there that did not know, the SEC won the Big 12 the SEC and the Big 12 Invitational. I think that's what it was called. But they won. And how the way Kentucky dominated Kansas like that. My God. Those were two blue bloods going at it. And these is in football terms. That game between Kentucky and Kansas looked like Alabama versus Ohio State in 2020. Well, Alabama just came out and totally dominated the whole thing from start to finish. That is exactly how Kansas looked on last night. They went out there and dominated the thing from start to finish. So I said that to say this here. We cannot hold Kansas to barely making it from out of College Station. But when South Carolina gets to town, they absolutely beat us by almost 10 points, man. We cannot do that. We can't. We cannot do that at all. All right, so we have to really, really, really get this together. I understand that Buzz is in his third year, so this is his real, legitimate, full roster right here. I understand that part, but we cannot continue to use that as an excuse, you know, because the same thing can be said for Jimbo Fisher. Jimbo, you're going into your 5th year now. You go out there and you get an 8-4 record. I'm sorry to tell you, but now you're at the point of where, hey, man, that's not good enough. That is not good enough at all. It wasn't good enough this year. But you get into your 5th year and you're still going 8-4. That's not good enough at all. And 8-4 to a bowl game to go 9-4, that's not good enough at all. Why? Because we expect better. We don't expect mediocre. We only expect mediocrity. Okay? And if you guys are fine with living in mediocrity, hey man, that's you. Me personally, I don't want to be an A&M fan and we're still living in a mediocrity stage in 2022. No, man, heck no. Do you guys not see what the Alabama basketball team is doing? They don't want to settle in mediocrity. And Alabama basketball has not been good, period. They're known for football. They're not known for basketball. But they're not going to settle in mediocrity. Have you guys seen Auburn lately? Auburn has made it all the way into the #1 team. I'm not sure how long Bruce Pearl has been there. Don't you get me wrong on that. I do not know that part. But I do know that Auburn basketball, in which Auburn University is known for basketball, they're known for football, has not settled into mediocrity. They want more. So until Texas A&M realizes that, hey man, we're starting to settle for mediocrity, then that's just where they're going to be. That is where they're going to be. And I hate criticizing my team. Football, basketball, gymnastics, baseball, and which is coming up soon, all of that. We don't want to be mediocre. Well, we don't want to be mediocre, okay? We invest too much time and too much money into these athletic programs to be mediocre. Same thing for women. And in the women's basketball right now, now Gary Blair has won his women's title. But as of right now, they're also settling in mediocrity. We cannot be mediocre going up against teams in the SEC. We cannot be mediocre going up against teams in the NCAA tournament if we get invited to one. We just can't do that. So, saying that, I was going back and looking at my A&M basketball history. And this is very, very interesting to me. And it seems to me that nobody has been able to break this curse. All of the good coaches that we had, in which I'm going to name two of them, which is Gillespie and Turgeon. I want to say I'm pronouncing that right. Turgeon. Both of those guys and ones before that all lost in this round right here, the second round of the tournament. We've only had one guy that has took us to the Sweet 16. The one that took us to the Sweet 16, I think, was Billy Kennedy, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, before his exit. So Billy Kennedy took us to the Sweet 16. And we got in there, But we can never get past Sweet 16. So we got in there one time in the last, what, like 15 years or so, something like that. We have never went to the Final Four. And of course, we don't have a national championship in basketball. So our record right now, and this is the basketball record, in which is killing me because that is so mediocre. We are barely above .500. As of right now, we're at .529 in wins and losses. We are barely above the range of what you can be so far as a good basketball team, man. Like, we, of course we don't have the history. Yeah, because what is A&M really known for? Football and baseball. You know, and in which baseball, we don't have a College World Series. We don't. Now, we have a couple of College World Series appearances. Do you guys care to know when the last time that was? Because that was way in like 1980. Like 1987, I believe, or something like that. So we're playing for respect in all three major sports because we don't have anything. So this is the vision that we're selling to a lot of these kids when they're coming to A&M. This is the vision that we're telling to a lot of these parents when they come to A&M. Come and help us make history. You know? And of course, a lot of people may see it as begging, in which I don't. I just see it as a being remembered for a long time type of deal. Okay, so this is our basketball record, and the basketball has been open for 110 seasons, believe it or not. So this is the basketball record. 14, so the wins are 1,463, losses are 1,305. And a lot of you guys probably did not know that, and I know you guys probably did not know that. But that is our basketball record, guys, for ones that did not know. Now, with me saying that, am I trying to steer a lot of recruits away that wants to come to A&M? No, not by all means. I'm just letting you guys know what is what. That is our official basketball record. Once again, that's 1,463 and 1,305. We're barely above the 500 range at 529. So we're all still waiting, you know, to see when our time is coming. Because I know it can be, you know, but we're all still waiting to see when our time is coming. So let me tell you about a little bit more of this issue. So conference champion, we won that 12 times regular season, 2 times tournament champion, a 2-time tournament champion. NCAA 14 years, we got in there, you know, 14 years in which we're 13 and 15. 0 Final Fours, 0 championships. That's what I'm letting you guys know. Once again, 0 Final Fours, 0 championships. We've been ranked in the AP polls 6 times preseason, 4 times in the final polls, and 115 weeks total. So not only that, man, but we're even playing for the respect of rankings. So the last time a coach had an undefeated record in basketball, and I know I'm talking a long time about basketball, but you guys need to hear this because it's not just a football podcast. It's also basketball as well. So last time we were legitimately a fool in basketball was this time here. A lot of you guys are gonna laugh. And this is not embarrassing to me. This is just to let you guys know, hey, this is the last time that we were really like dominant. And then I'm gonna get to, you know, a more present time. This is when Bill Driver, which is in 1917, which is over 100 years ago, and also Dana Bobble. These guys, Bill Driver had a record of 19-0, undefeated. Dana Bobble, he had records of 16-6 and 18-3. No bullshit. These were the last, like, pretty much dominant head coaches so far as basketball is concerned. So after that, you see a way big dip just started dipping. And we were just not very good in basketball. We weren't. So After that, man, you move all the way up until 1975 through 1976, and it was Shelby Metcalf. And a lot of you guys are very, very familiar with that, and I'm talking with my alumni here. So a lot of the alumni guys are very, very familiar with Shelby Metcalf, man, because Shelby Metcalf, it took him a couple of seasons to get this record, man. It took him 12 seasons to get a record that was a darn good record right away, to get 21-6. It took him 12 seasons to do that. That is a pretty long time. And at that time, of course, you were giving your coaches as much time as needed. But it took him 12 seasons to do that. But Shelby Metcalf had a pretty legitimate record. So after that, it was this here. The guy that came in and amassed a good all-time record, but left. He left for Texas. Either Texas or Texas Tech. No, he left for Kentucky. See, this is the thing about A&M as well. And this is the second time we lost a coach to Kentucky like that. In both sports, football and basketball. First one we had lost, no, we took him from Kentucky, but the first one we had lost, he came from Kentucky, but we lost him in Alabama. Was the guy that Bear Bryant. Okay, so we lost him in football to Alabama, which is still to this day crazy as hell to me. So we lost Bear Bryant in football to Alabama, and we lost Billy Gillespie. My goodness, we lost Billy. And when Billy was here, man, Billy was dominating. We lost Billy Gillespie to Kentucky. We lost him to a perennial blue blood. That is crazy how Texas A&M lost coaches back in the day to blue blood programs in both sports. So we lost Billy Gillespie to a blue blood, University of Kentucky, still to this day blue blood. And we lost Bear Bryant to Alabama, in which is still to this day a blue blood. That amazes me how those coaches come through here, but we just managed to lose them, man. We lose them. Because at that time, once again, Texas A&M was not like Texas. Okay? They didn't have all the resources, stuff like that. Yeah, we were a Texas school, but they didn't have, they weren't as big as Texas. They couldn't keep their coaches like that. Okay, so that's the difference between Texas and Texas A&M. Just throwing that out there. But we couldn't keep him, man. And he went to those NCAA tournaments, but he lost in the second round, lost in the regional semifinal, lost in the second round one year again. Lost in the second round and lost in the regional semifinal. You know, but after that, it was Mark Turgeon. You know, so the road kept on going. Don't get me wrong, the road kept on going. But these two coaches were the only head coaches that were very consistent with what they were doing. And it was Billy Gillespie and Mark Turgeon. So I made a comment that Buzz, in my opinion, is going to be better than Billy Gillespie, in my opinion, because Billy Gillespie only stayed a small amount of time. He's going to be better than Billy Gillespie, and he's going to be better than Mark Turgeon. So you talking about combining both of those coaches together, in which I didn't compare. I just said that he's going to be better than those two. And once again, that's my opinion. He's going to be better than those two. Both of them coaches stayed for a small amount of time. You guys are forgetting the simple fact of this here. Buzz is from the state of Texas. Buzz came back home for a reason. That's the reason why he left Virginia Tech. He wanted to come back home. Buzz Williams also came from the Texas A&M system. He came from the Texas A&M college. One Texas A&M University, but he came from a Texas A&M college. So when he got that opportunity to come back and coach for Texas A&M, of course he jumped on it, man. He's from Texas. He's coming back home. So this is the reason why I have faith in Buzz, just like I got faith in Jimbo Fisher. Okay, so you guys have to stay behind him, because I believe that Buzz will get it right. All right, so this is Buzz's record as of right now. 16-14, 8-10, and now 15-6. That isn't a real good record, You know, I know it's not, but you had to mix that COVID season in there, in which he was not good at all. I mean, in which you know, he had a lot of issues to deal with. But let him keep going, man. Let him keep working. I believe that he will reach the tournament this year. It's all about what round will we lose in, because we legitly lose in the second round like crazy, and I have no clue what curse that is. But that's your coaches, man, and we have not been a consistent tournament team. So this is what we're waiting on, and we're just waiting to get that together. Okay, so that's that's all I'm going to talk about on the basketball side of things. All right. So, anywho, guys, let's go ahead and get into some of this football. So, once again, Harold Perkins decommitted. All right. So he'll be making this choice on February 2nd, and we're going to let him legitimately take his time and make his choice. However, this is what we do have on the board. And a lot of you guys need to really keep this in mind. All right. So, first off, early enrollee, five-star quarterback Connor Wingman will not play baseball until next season. He is to officially let that be known. He will focus on football, and that would just be that. So, when that young man came out and made that statement, that first let me know this. Connor Wingman is coming to take somebody's spot. And I'm not sure if that'll be the second string spot or the third string spot, but somebody's going to give up something. Okay? He didn't make that statement for no reason. All right? And no, I'm not starting things or nothing like that. All I'm telling you is that you weren't about to say that if you don't feel like in your mind you're coming to take somebody's spot. So I'm going to make this be known once again. And this is what we wanted to see. Just like I said, we don't need to settle for mediocrity. That's not what we're going to settle for. We are not a mediocre football team, and that's what we're not going to settle for. Yeah, we heard all the slanders of, just all that, just go 8-4, and et cetera, et cetera. We're not settling for 8-4 anymore. So with Connor Wingman saying that, lets me further know that Connor Wingman ain't settling for 8-4 tonight. Okay? Now, with Haynes King isn't going to talk at all. All Haynes King is going to do is get on the football field, and he's going to let the field do the talking. So that's what I love about Haynes King. Two totally different guys. I believe Connor Wingman is the same way. All right? Now, so far as Max Johnson, we don't know how he is yet. We've yet to see that. We are going to see it, though. All right? So, once again, Connor Wingman came out and said that he will not play baseball this season, people. He will focus on football. That means he's going to go in there and he's going to study the playbook. I will be at that spring game. I cannot say that enough. I will be at the spring game just like the rest of you guys because I want to see this competition. I can guarantee you this, Connor Wingman in red shirt. And I'm going to say this for the people in the back. Once again, Connor Wingman is not red shirt. So who's ever out there, and if you want that starting spot, well, you're going to have to earn it, and you're going to have to take it. Why? Because Connor Wingman is going to be right there in your hip pocket, waiting to see you mess up somewhere. That's going to only make whoever's in front of him focus a whole lot more on what they're doing. I bet you it won't be no mistakes this year. Also, I bet you, just like I told you on a couple of podcasts back, I bet you won't be no drop balls by any wide receivers this year. Because I can tell you this here, Chris Marshall, he's in the wings lurking. Evan Stewart, he's already enrolled. And also Noah Thomas. All of those guys, wait, you mess up if you want to. I'm taking your spot, young man. You keep Brown is another one. Not Amar Daniels. You keep Brown is another one. You mess up if you want to. I'm taking your spot, young man. Musa Muhammad, he's looking at the starters in front of him as well. You mess up if you want to. I'm just taking your spot. The one who we're looking at, and he has a lot of pressure on him, but I know he's going to perform, he's going to deliver, is Demond Demas. I believe this will be the breakout all-star year and the breakout all-American year for Demond Demas. Anaya Smith is coming back. He's going to be good. Chase Lane is coming back. He's going to be pretty darn good. These are all guys with experience. Okay, Demond Demas, he now has this experience. Anaya Smith, he now has his experience. Chase Lane, he's had his experience. And I believe Caleb Chapman is coming back. So you're talking about 4 guys with experience. But not only with that, Hezekiah Jones, I haven't heard nothing from him yet. He's also coming back. So if these guys are coming back and these guys are going to be the starters, I'm looking at these guys to do this here. Put up at least 30 points in the first half or in the third quarter. Get to the third quarter, midway is all the way 30-10. Jimbo Fisher's going to start reloading and letting his guys that's in the backup waiting, he's going to let these guys come in. And I don't believe Jimbo Fisher's going to run the ball like that neither. He's going to be very balanced. He's going to run and pass, although he's in a blowout. I honestly believe that. Now, this is what I said when I said that Jimbo Fisher is a mixture of Bobby Bowden and R.C. Slocum. I said that with confidence and ease. I meant what I said. Not only with that, and what I mean by that is Jimbo Fisher has learned from Bobby Bowden, of course, a whole lot. Jimbo Fisher's learned from Nick Saban, a whole lot, recruiting-wise, for sure. And also, Jimbo Fisher has learned from R.C. Slocum with the talks that he's had with him over the course of the years of him being in College Station. You don't think Jimbo Fisher's putting all that together? Along with himself, Jimbo Fisher's going to be Jimbo Fisher at the end of the day. But he's also a mixture of some dominant head coaches. That's why I believe this year, a lot of people coming in there toying and playing with A&M all they want to, but A&M is about to be a shutdown team. I cannot tell you enough of how tired I am of seeing the all that just to go 8-4 narrative. So a lot of people saying that because they want to see A&M go 8-4 because they know if A&M does not go 8-4, that means that they're a 10+ win team now. And if they're going to start being a 10+ win team with Jimbo Fisher, you can best believe when Jimbo Fisher gets that first 10-win season, it's only up from here. You guys don't understand me. If you guys don't know Jimbo Fisher's history, you need to go and look at it. Jimbo Fisher thrives off winning 10+ wins, off getting 10+ wins. He will only continue to dominate. He will not go down. And understand this here. This is Jimbo Fisher's second head coaching job. I hate that you guys really don't pay attention to that. This is only his second head coaching job, period, in his coaching career. I don't believe that the man wants to leave. Also, Jimbo Fisher in nothing but like 53 or 54. Now we can all say that that's an old age, but that's not really old in football terms, okay? Jimbo Fisher is still a pretty average age head coach. He still has a lot left in him. He is a pretty average head coach. He's a pretty average age head coach, what I mean. He's still here for the long haul. That's why he's recruiting the way he's recruiting. Also, going into the schedule next year, going to the schedule. Now, I'm not saying I'm just worried about the Alabama game because I'm so tired of hearing that we were just worried about the Alabama game. The Alabama game comes back around at the time of Jimbo Fisher's birthday once again. The thing about it now is that the game comes the day before his birthday. I'm going to tell you this because I know Alabama has circled that game. And I know they circled that game tremendously to where they're going to sell out that state. And I know they're going to sell out that state. Especially with the recruiting class that we have coming in and with the talent that we're going to have coming in this go around. So it's going to be a slugfest. I believe that A&M goes in there and they stuns Alabama. I'm going to say it once again. I believe that A&M walks into Tuscaloosa and they stun Alabama. And I'm not saying with just a legitimate, we won by 3-point score. I believe that A&M walks in there and they stun Alabama by a 10-point win. And it's enough to wake Alabama up once again, in which Nick Saban is going to say. And it's going to be enough to wake A&M up as a program to say, no, man, this is the year where we end all of that talk. This is the year to where we go off and we win 11 wins in the regular season. This is the year to where we win 12 wins in a season. For probably like the second time ever, I believe. Yeah, most likely like the second time ever. It's never been done before. So what does all of this have to do with recruiting? Jimbo Fisher is by far the best ever recruiter at Texas A&M football-wise. He's the best ever recruiter, period, in the history of A&M athletics. It isn't a guy that can recruit above him at the moment, and it's not going to be a guy going forward that will recruit above him at the moment. This class that he will bring in, which will be the historic recruiting class, all I'm saying is this here, that will never be matched. He can't even match that going into next year. If he does match that going into next year, that means he will undoubtedly have about 8 to 9 5-star recruits signed. That's a lot of 5-star talent when you only got about 31 every year. So if he has 10 of those guys, that lets me further know that guys want to come and be a part of Texas A&M football bad. And they also see something that we see. But not only that, those guys want to be a part of history. Understand that when Jimbo Fisher wins a national title, I'm going to say it, yeah, when he wins a national title at Texas A&M, if Jimbo Fisher wanted to retire after winning that national title, he can do that. Why? Because he did what he needed to do, and he did what was asked of him. I'm going to say this once again. If Jimbo Fisher comes in and wins a national title at Texas A&M University, in which will be more memorable than what Kirby Smart just did, that's going to put the stamp on any college coach ever going forward. Why? Because it has been almost 100 years since we have won one. That's memorable. That's memorable, man. Because now you get to shoot the naysayers down of, well, Texas A&M just can't win a national title. Why not? I just walked in there and done it. But that won't only stop at that one national title. I feel like when Jimbo Fisher wins that first national title, Jimbo will win another one. He will win another one. Why? Because now those kids know the feeling of winning at its best. They will want to continue to win national titles. They will want to continue to put pressure on Alabama. They will want to continue to put pressure on LSU, on Auburn, on Georgia, because they want the second. They don't want just one, okay? I also believe in this recruiting class alone. These kids coming in this 2022 recruiting class, I have a good feeling that only one may transfer, and that may be in his junior year or something. But I also have a feeling that we may just have 0 transfers in this class, in which has never ever been seen before. And the reason why I say this is because I believe that all of those guys will start for a total of 2 years. And when I say 2 years, I mean this here. One will start on 2 years, and one will start for just that 1 year, and they will go to the NFL. I believe that all these guys in this class has the potential of getting drafted, period. And I'll say it again. I believe that all of these guys in this 2022 class has the potential of getting drafted, period. And I mean all of them. And if all of those guys get drafted, that will be the first time ever that has ever been seen before. And if all of those guys does not leave and transfer out, in which I don't believe that they're going to do, that will be the first time ever. I believe these guys want to be a part of a program that wants to break something so bad, and they believe in the head coach so bad. They believe in the fans backing them so bad, just like Buzz Williams does. And I believe that Jimbo Fisher can get it done. I believe that those kids can get it done. There's no doubt about it in my mind, man. It's no doubt at all. I believe they can get it done. So, with that recruiting news also, it's a young man by the name of Tony Mitchell. And Tony Mitchell is a 2023 five-star defensive back. And you guys, if you don't know him, you guys need to really go and look at Tony Mitchell. He's a really good goddamn prospect. And he's from the Alabama area. Of course, Alabama is high on this list, as they should be, because that's his hometown. Well, that's his home state. However, Texas A&M is high on that list as well. So these are the guys in 2023 are top targets. David Hicks is one of them. I believe David Hicks, whenever he gets ready to make his verbal commitment, I believe that he will choose A&M. And he's a five-star defensive lineman. And as of right now, he's number 5 overall. He's number 5 player overall in the 2023 class. He's from Allen, Texas. I believe he would choose Texas A&M University when it's all said and done. So this guy here, Tony Mitchell, as of right now, he's the number 13 player overall. And like I say, he's from Alabaster, Alabama. And that's right, he's from Alabaster, Alabama. So nationally, he's number 13, the number 2 cornerback in the rankings, and number 2 in the state of Alabama. A&M is in a warm spot because this is his top 4, in which they kind of pretty much got Alabama, Clemson, Florida, Texas A&M. The picture that I seen with him and Jimbo Fisher, and the comments that I've seen him making, and I'm not trying to start anything here, but they was asking on 247 Sports when they had posted something. They were like, man, which quarterback would you rather have leading your team? Connor Wingman, Cade Klubnik, Drew Allaire, and a couple of more other guys. But those 3 main guys specifically were at the top. So this is Tony Mitchell. And I don't know what connection he has with Connor Wingman. I don't. And I just told you who the quarterback, who he'd rather go with. Tony Mitchell said Connor Wingman with ease. With ease. That lets you know a lot about Connor Wingman and where he's going. This is the reason why I was so mad that he wasn't at least the number 2 quarterback in that 2022 class. He's right behind Cade Klubnik. And when I tell you that Cade Klubnik is going to be a darn fool at Clemson, you better believe what I'm saying to you now. Because Clemson will undoubtedly get another playoff berth with Cade Klubnik at quarterback. Hell, they'll get one with DJ Uiagalelei at quarterback. Stop, please do not sleep on Clemson this year, because Clemson will be back in the same spot it had been in. They will get to the playoffs this year. You can guarantee. Look, the ACC was good, Pitt was good while it lasted, but that's Clemson league until further notice. But Connor Wingman, now I honestly believe he should have been number 1 quarterback. He should have been number 1, period. He should have been the number 1 quarterback, and I see Chad Smith agrees with me. He should have been number 1 overall, period. If they didn't give it to him, that's okay. But anywho, 2023 cornerback, 5-star cornerback, by the way, Tony Mitchell, when he made that comment, somebody else commented back to him, was like, man, shoot, you should come join him. This was his response. Giggle. Now, as of right now, of course, the young man could be doing all of this, just to get, some things up, just to get some teams to press on him a little bit harder. But Alabama is a 75% chance of where he land at as of right now, as of today. I believe going into the season when Tony Mitchell actually gets his visit, maybe against Ole Miss is what I'm going to say. In which, if you guys have not seen Ole Miss and seen what they've been doing in the transfer portal, you guys are missing it. They're number one right now in transfer portal rankings. So the SEC West is not getting any weaker. The SEC West is only getting stronger. With Ole Miss at the helms of Jackson Dart, he's in there now for their quarterback, in which most likely is going to start. And they also have a tight end that came from over there at USC. They also got a couple other folks, man. So Ole Miss won't miss a beat. Now, when they win 11 games again, like they done last season, no, probably not. But at least 9 for sure. I know for sure that Ole Miss will go 9-3 this season. That is my prediction. Like I said, I didn't believe in Lane Kiffin. I don't believe in that defense still. But I believe that Ole Miss will go 9-3 this year. And they'll have a 10-win season when they get up to a bowl game. I honestly believe that. I'm not going to sleep on that team at all. I respect them because of what they did to A&M. I respect them. So, and I respect them for winning 11 games for the first time ever. So, anywho, but I believe he will be at the Ole Miss game. If not the Ole Miss game, he will be at the Miami game. Mark the Miami game on you guys' calendar. I've already marked it, in which I will have my little girl will be like a couple of months old then, when she arrives. But I will be at the Miami game. I've already told my wife that. My wife is already looking forward to the game. But I'll be there. I believe he will be at that Miami game, and that Miami game will be sold out. Just to make you guys very, very aware of that, Miami game will be sold out as soon as the tickets go on sale. And we will see the students camping outside once again for that game in particular. All right, we've never played Miami before. And all I'm saying is that the Miami game will be deadlocked. Hey, man, we're here. That will be the show up. That will be you better show up game, because Mario Cristobal. If we land Shamar Stewart, you can best believe that Mario Cristobal is going to do everything in his intentions to put all the pressure on A&M to make them come out and perform at the level of their recruiting class. And I'm going to say this once again, they're going to make them perform at the level of their recruiting class. You can also best believe that when we come into next year, the college team talent for Texas A&M will be the highest it's ever been in the history of the 247 sports area. Hell, in the history of the program, this will be the highest talent that A&M has ever amassed on a football field, period. And I say that with a lot of confidence and ease, too. So you guys have to be ready for this. All right, that's why I say it's no more 8-4s. It's no more 9-3s. It's either 10-2 in the regular season, or it's 11-1 or 12-0 going into the SEC title game. That is the mark from now on. It's no more 8-4s. It's no more 9-3s. And I mean what I say. If you guys think I don't mean what I say, well, then, hey, man, you got another thing coming for you. All right, so I mean what I said, and that's that. All right, so once again, man, but the guy, Tony Mitchell, I believe this is a bold statement, but I believe in this statement. I believe that Tony Mitchell comes to Texas A&M University when it's all said and done. And Tony Mitchell, if you're listening, I'm not trying to make a decision for you. To the family, if you all are listening, I'm not trying to make a decision for Tony Mitchell and put any pressure on him or start anything. But this is just my confidence in seeing what I'm seeing. I believe Tony Mitchell ends up at Texas A&M at the end of the day. And if we land that recruitment there, that further lets me know that Texas A&M has now reached the elite level of college football recruiting. And it's going to stay at a consistent level as long as Jimbo Fisher is here. Because now we've not only went into Louisiana and Florida and has stole some guys, but we're now going into our biggest foe backyard, in which they may not want to call themselves a rival because the rivalry is so lopsided. But we have now went into the big dogs' den, and we're now coming out with one of their lions. And if we come out with one lion, you can best believe as the years go on, we would start taking more and more Lions. This is how it is with Louisiana. Understand, Ed Orgeron had that gate around him, but as soon as Ed Orgeron left that gate open, and then went in for the kill shot, and they're starting to take them. I believe a couple of those guys want to come to A&M, but it's so much pressure on them in Louisiana for them to go to LSU to where it's crazy, man. It's crazy. If they pick another school, you best believe that when they come back home, they're going to get them. Okay, not saying that they're gonna fight them, stuff like that, but they're going to get them. They're going to try to make it so much of an embarrassing decision, football wise. But they're going to get them, man. So if we go into Alabama and we steal this young man, in which I feel like we will, all I can say is that it's no more 8 and 4s. I'm sorry, man, because now the defense is starting to get their stuff together in the secondary. And that is the area where we needed to make a big push and emphasis. That's why I'm so glad that Denver Harris decided to commit to Texas A&M. This is going to be something, man. This is going to be a spectacular scene to watch going forward. And I cannot, oh, man, this season can't get here quick enough. I can tell you that much. This season cannot get here quick enough, man. I'm so ready for it. I'm so ready. All right, but respect the entire SEC West. Yes, I do. Because if you guys have not seen also, LSU has got some guys in the transfer portal, Brian Kelly. And Arkansas also has got some guys in the transfer portal. And Arkansas is dominating that transfer portal, man. They've gotten a lot of guys. So it's going to be a tough division once again. But it's going to be tougher than what it was this year. So I'm just saying, man, you guys have to really, really watch it. And we'll be watching this football season, man, because it's going to be a pretty goddamn good one, to say the least. It's going to be a season like the 2012 season. All right, so just make sure you guys keep your eyeballs on the TV and on Kyle Field for this season long. All right, so I thank all of you guys for tuning in. We have been running for almost about an hour here, but I had to do this, and shout out to the guy that called me out and said, hey, man, you got to come on and do this podcast. Hey, man, you're going to start losing some people. So my apologies if I've lost you guys, but I'm back. I haven't left my podcast entirely, but I did have to leave, for quite a few times because of, like I say, man, just some personal things that's going on. But remember this here. Going forward, I would squeeze, if it's only for 5 minutes, I would squeeze something in here starting tomorrow all the way through. I would not do you guys like that, because if it wasn't for you guys, this podcast would not be out there like that. And a lot of people wouldn't even much know about this podcast if it wasn't for you. So I thank all of you, and that's the least that I can do, I owe you guys at least that much. All right, so I thank all of you. Please make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you aren't already subscribed, but continue to tell a friend, And I thank all of you guys tuning in, man, and I hope that I woke you guys up this morning. It's a Sunday morning, and happy Sunday to you. Okay, I will have to go to work in a little bbit here shortly, but happy Sunday to you guys. Be blessed out there, and make sure that you give all thanks to, the man up above, man. So I thank all of you tuning in. #GeekMags.